Hey guys, quick video on how to put this thing back together. Once you've taken all the bubble wrap off and unrolled it, it'll end up looking like this. Dining room table is a great place, nice and wide and flat, so it'll help you out for that. The foam roller here is on the bottom, right? This is the bottom of the painting, so we'll just get rid of that. The other stuff that you will have, Eric, you probably brought these home in a suitcase. These are the center stretchers, and these are the two side pieces. The side pieces I have cut and doweled so they'll fit, again, they'll fit in a suitcase. There's only one way that they go together. If you have a look, I don't know if you can see, there's a profile there. That lip on the edge is what the painting rides on, and that goes on the outside. So these will go together. As I say, they only go together one way that makes sense. You can just push them together. It's up to you whether you want to glue them or not. I don't really think it's necessary. But if you want to, go ahead. Center stretchers, let's do these first. I think they're all interchangeable, so it doesn't really matter, but I did number them in the order that they came off. And they're all just, everything is mortise and tenon, so they just slide in together like this. Do this one first though, and there's a little bit of a trick at the top here. So you can have a look at how that goes. We're going to slot that one in, slot the last one in, and then the trick is to get this one in. If you roll this edge a little bit and flex the whole bar, it gets you enough space that you can just slot that in. And there it goes, and it sits like that. Okay, that's this first part done, and that'll stretch it lengthwise. So if this was the bottom, this must be the top, and the wires go at the top. And as I said, the ridges go to the outside. So if we lay these over like that, you get the idea of how they go. I'll come over to this side first just to give you an idea. Just no, you stay there. When you're putting these together, if you can get it sort of as close to the end here so it's level with the bottom piece, and just push it in that way. Doesn't have to be right in initially, because we'll tighten the whole thing up later, and then as we come along, we just get these into place, slide the next one in. The only piece of equipment you need to put this together is a hammer. It's important, do not glue the corners. I wouldn't bother gluing any of these as well. If you want to glue anything, as I say, you could do just the joints on the long pieces, but I think even that you don't need. Once you've done that, tap at home, and you can see it doesn't quite line up here. So just keep tapping, and you get a nice corner, and that's fine. And tap the rest of them in as we go. Same as the bottom. And then we'll just come over and do the other side. As you can see, the whole thing does go together fairly quickly. It's not a big deal. Just have to make sure you get them in the right, the slots in the right order. Push them in together, and that's that, like that. Once you tap the whole thing together, that's it, it's done. The next trick will be to stretch the painting back onto the rails. I drew a line here before I took the canvas off. That's where it was. That's where it got to. If you can get to there, great. But as you can see, even with a stretch, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get up that close. Don't worry about it. Get as close as you can. Staple them in. I'd recommend that you staple in between the holes rather than using the old holes. It's more important that the gap along here is approximately the same rather than some spots pulled up tighter than the other. As I say, just get as close to the line as you can. Once you've done that, because you didn't get quite to the line, the painting won't be as stretched as it was. We're including a little bag of wedges, and I'll show you how to use these if I get the bag open. There it is. There are 8 wedges, so there's 2 in each corner, and they slot into the holes that are left like that and like that. And then as you tap them in, you'll see that it opens up the joint here. That's why you don't glue this, is it gives you the opportunity to stretch that painting a little bit more And that's why it won't matter if you don't get quite to this line. We can get it stretched by tapping in these wedges until you're comfortable with the way it goes. That's it, guys. As you can see, the whole thing with these sides not glued is pretty rigid. So it's no issues with gluing that or not as you choose. And especially if you decide to frame it, then it really wouldn't be necessary to do that at all. That's it. Hope that's enough to get you through it, and let me know if you have any problems. Good luck.